In this episode, I will show you how to create a server on Aternos exactly as you need, for example, for friends, with modifications, etc. With plugins. I'll show you all the most important options that Aternos has, so let's get started. I really care about having a large number of subscribers, so I would be very grateful for a subscription if the guide helps you. Leave a comment. And let's go. If you are planning to buy Minecraft hosting, you can check out the affiliate links I have in the description. Maybe one of the hostings will interest you, and by buying through the link in the description, you support this channel. Thanks, and let's go. Now, we're on the Aternos website. Of course, you have the link in the description, and we click on play in the bottom right corner to start, to log in or register. If you have an account, you can enter your login and password and log in, or log in through Google. If you don't have one, you click the blue button like I do, which will allow you to create an account. We choose a username. For me, it could be something like Tipgrinder. Subsequently, we proceed to accept the Aternos terms and conditions and then click on the subsequent blue button. At this point, if it is more convenient for you to consistently log in through Google, you have the option to click the Google button, but if you prefer to log in, for instance. With a password, you simply fill in the designated fields at the bottom where you input the password you wish to have. Here, we repeat the password to ensure it corresponds correctly, confirming that we didn't make any errors. And optionally, you can provide an email address. If you think there's a chance you might forget this password someday, it's better to enter it here, because then you can recover the password via email. And if you don't want to, just click the blue button again. We proceed to the anti-bot verification. I think you can handle it. And now, it redirects us to the Aternos homepage. Here, following the creation of servers, you will have them listed here, but we do not have any because this is a newly established account, so I simply click here to create one using this large blue button once more. Okay, now here we can choose whether it should be the Java Minecraft version or the Bedrock version. I'll stick with Java, but of course it's your choice. Here, by clicking this pencil, we can also change the name of our server. Your nickname is automatically assigned here, but we have the option to modify it to something you would prefer. Naturally, exercise caution because certain names are already in use, and it will alert you if the name is unavailable when you attempt to create the server. I will maintain it as it was configured initially. Here, we have a newly introduced feature on Aternos. We have the capability to upload presets to our server, which are essentially pre-configured modes directly from Aternos for our convenience. In this episode, we want to set everything up ourselves, so I won't choose anything here, and I'll click the blue create button again. We have the information that the server is ready. Now we click on this small skip button at the bottom, and it opens the panel for this server. The most important information we have here is, of course, the address of our server. If you desire someone to join your server and you wish to join yourself, you should copy this address and input it into your Minecraft, which we shall do in a moment. We have information regarding the engine here. Currently, it is vanilla, which is the basic standard Minecraft, essentially Minecraft survival mode. It's important to note that this engine is not very optimized. If your server begins to experience lag or operate slowly, it is advisable to change the engine to one that supports plugins, as they are generally more suitable for multiplayer games. However, we will address that later. For now, let's leave it as it is. The default version is the most recent version, which we will modify shortly. At this point, we could proceed by clicking the start button to initiate our server, but prior to that, let's navigate to the settings to adjust a few configurations. For instance, we want to ensure that non-premium users are able to join the server as well. So I navigate to the Options tab located on the left side, and here we have the ability to modify a few settings. Initially, we have the slots option. We are able to adjust this number. We have, of course, the game mode. We have difficulty in the crack tab. We also have the option to change between non-premium and premium. If this is checked, then non-premium players can also join. If it is unchecked, only premium players can join. So we can check it. I believe the vast majority of individuals will likely prefer to have this particular option selected. Moreover, if you are not establishing a public server but are instead creating one specifically for your friends, make sure to activate the whitelist. This is essentially a list that allows only individuals with specified nicknames to access the server. Concerning the whitelist, let's proceed to the Players tab situated on the left side, where we have a comprehensive player management panel. Within this section, we can also manage the whitelist by selecting the initial tile and inputting the nicknames of players who are authorized to join the server. I have included myself as it is indeed me, and you have the capability to add your friends as well. Naturally, keep in mind that the whitelist functions effectively when you possess a premium server, which means the cracked option is not selected. Otherwise, on a non-premium launcher, anyone can easily assume your nickname and access the server. Consequently, if you desire to have a non-premium server and utilize a whitelist, ensure that you also incorporate a login plugin. However, we will discuss the process of adding plugins on Aternos at a later point. Let's assume that for now this suits us and it's enough. So let's go back to the main server tab, and now we can confidently click start. We have the information that we need to watch an ad to start the server. We click the green button again, we wait a moment for the ad to pass. Sometimes it's a much larger ad covering the entire screen with an X in the top right corner, and sometimes it's a small window like we just saw. Simply wait until the advertisement concludes and the server will automatically initiate, as you can observe here. Here's a suggestion for you. If you prefer not to view full screen advertisements each time you start the server, you can insert this hashtag into the URL. It means that the ad does not have to be displayed to you, so here's a tip right away. It is definitely worth utilizing this particular link, and at this moment the server is in the process of starting up. Generally speaking, Aternos is a complementary hosting service, which means that occasionally numerous servers are initiating simultaneously, causing us to wait for a longer period. Nevertheless, when the load is minimal, our server will commence more swiftly, so we wait patiently. As we can see, the server has started up, and indeed the server is running. Now on the left we have a timer, we have 5 minutes to join. If no one joins within 5 minutes, the server will shut down again. This is again a safeguard by Aternos to reduce load. Of course, when someone is on the server, it won't shut down. So once you start playing, you can play for quite a while without worry, but when the server is empty, it will simply shut down. If you are playing with friends, you can of course give them permissions to start this server. I will talk about that later as well. Alright, so now let's actually copy this IP address. I click the copy button. Let's go into our Minecraft. I remind you that this server is for this version, so I also need to launch this version of Minecraft. So I'm currently in Minecraft, and naturally I click on the multiplayer tab. I proceed to add a new server. I then paste that IP address. I click on the OK button, and indeed, even here in the server's description, we have our username and we are able to join this server. Naturally, it allows me to enter because I possess the correct IP address and I am included on the whitelist. If there is an obstacle preventing you from accessing the server at this moment, ensure that you have accurately entered your username on the whitelist, or consider fully disabling it temporarily for testing purposes. And I would like to remind you that if you intend to create a public server, it is advisable not to activate the whitelist at all. Nevertheless, you will absolutely require a login plugin. Now, I am returning to the Aternos website where I have halted my server, and prior to proceeding with the upload of the engine for plugins and the plugins themselves, let's revisit the Players tab located here on the left side. I click right here, and naturally, this is precisely where we have added individuals to the whitelist. However, I also wish to briefly highlight these additional tiles. Thus, we have the operator tile, which is where we are able to add server operators. Here, naturally, you also input the nickname of such an individual. I click here to add, and this is, in essence, the administrator list. These are authorized individuals who are able to execute a broader range of Minecraft commands that are not designed for ordinary players. Returning to the previous section, we also have a list of banned players. If you want to block someone from accessing the server, you can enter their nickname here. Similarly, for IP addresses you wish to ban, you can input the specific IP address here too. Here we additionally have a section where your players are shown, those who have previously been on the server or are currently present, and we can access such a player. At the moment, only I have been here, so solely I am displayed. I enter, and we have several settings for this player. We are able to view his current position, his inventory, his detailed statistics, and perform several actions. For instance, we can execute a kill command here if I were present on the server. We can remove or add him to the whitelist, ban him, or designate him as an operator, so it's a highly convenient panel that will likely be beneficial for you as well. Now, we will transition from the vanilla engine to a slightly more optimized engine. To accomplish this, we navigate to the software tab located here on the left, and we have numerous different engines available. The ones that support plugins are primarily Paper, Purpur, and Spigot. Here, I think you can confidently choose either Purpur or Paper. I will choose Paper, as it is the more popular option, so I'll click here. Now we select the available version from the newest to the oldest that we have here. And we will select the most recent version, so I just click here. Then I proceed to click on the Install button located in the upper right hand corner. We receive a notification indicating that the installation was successful, and now when we navigate back to our main view, the Paper engine is indeed shown here. And that should be sufficient for your server to operate more optimally, so you will probably encounter fewer lags and delays. However, altering the engine inherently provides us with the capability to upload plugins, so now a plugins tab has manifested on the left side, allowing us to access it and explore all the available plugins. We have an extensive list of them here, and we can also effortlessly search for them within this window. Thus, you will discover a multitude of plugins here, and if any capture your interest, feel free to search for it here. In the event that the plugin is not present on the platform and you are unable to locate it within this list, you have the option to click this button and input the link here. You can then send it to Aternos and they will review the plugin. There is a possibility that they might incorporate it. Okay, I'm going back to my list. For example, we'll install EssentialsX, a fairly basic plugin. I'm downloading its latest version here. I click on this icon. We have a check mark that it was successful. I'll go back and, for example, also add skins restorer. As you saw, even with a premium account, I didn't have a skin on the server. This happens because when we set up the server for non-premium accounts too, the skins get disrupted. If you want to restore them, an interesting fact is that this plugin does exactly that. Premium accounts can have visible skins on the server again, so I'm clicking here again to download the latest version. Furthermore, it is important to be attentive to the particular version that a plugin is compatible with, because sometimes when you install the latest engine version, such as 1.21.10, as in this case, certain plugins might not operate on that version yet, as it is simply too recent, so always ensure to verify that. Nonetheless, the majority of plugins receive updates for these most recent versions relatively quickly. So, we additionally install this, alright, and now we could initiate the server, but also prior to starting it, to demonstrate that we have these plugins, we can navigate into the Files tab here, and this is your primary server directory. Within this directory, we also have the plugins folder, and inside this folder there exist these two plugins. The server has not been initiated yet, so we do not have folders for them, but we do possess the .jar files, so everything is in order. We are able to navigate to the primary view and initiate the server. Alright, the server is currently up and operational, and naturally not much alters for us. We enter in the same manner as we did previously. Here you go, my skin is back, and we'll try to enter the command plugins. I gave myself operator status in the Aternos panel, so I can do this, and we indeed have those two plugins installed. We are able to return to the panel once again, so let's navigate into the files once more, and I will provide you with a bit more detailed information about them. Therefore, in addition to having the plugins directory here, now that the server has been initiated, directories for these plugins have also been generated. Within these directories, there are configuration files available, allowing us to access such a file for a specific plugin and make edits here. After completing the editing process, we simply click on the Save button located in the upper right corner and proceed to restart the server in order to load the updated file. This will prove to be quite useful if you wish to set up any plugins. If you utilize other guides available on my channel, sooner or later you will encounter the need to modify these various configuration files, so now you are aware of how to access them. If you are interested in a login plugin, we can swiftly establish something here, such as login security. The initial option is to click and install the most recent version. We proceed to restart the server, and once the server is operational again, we are able to log in once more. The initial message that appears prompts us to input register along with a password, indicating that the login plugin is now functioning effectively. We select our password, and naturally we must refrain from sharing it with anyone. As this is a tutorial, I can input any arbitrary password. Let's verify it. We receive confirmation that we are successfully logged in, and the password will be retained. Certainly, ensure that these passwords are somewhat more intricate, incorporating special characters and so forth. Now I am certainly able to play, and when I exit and subsequently re-enter, it will prompt me for that specific password. We input the login credentials and the password I previously provided, and we are successfully logged in once again. And due to this, you can securely have the capability to enable connections for non-premium accounts and also not risk someone using a non-premium launcher to select your nickname and potentially disrupt things as a server operator, among other concerns. Even though we now have login, remember that if you want the server exclusively for friends, you should also set up a whitelist, because why would you want any other people here? Regarding world files, we also have a special tab to make it easier for us, so let's go into it now. And here we have a nice summary of the worlds we have. When the server is turned off, we can use this button here to upload a new world, for example, if you want to upload a map. We have the option to download the world in case you wish to preserve it, for instance, if you have constructed something impressive. This applies equally to the End and Nether worlds. Additionally, at the conclusion, there is a convenient tab available for providing access to your friends. If they have established their Aternos account, you can input their username and grant them the necessary permissions to manage this server, allowing them to activate it at their convenience. Alright, at this moment the server is in the process of stopping, and we will concentrate on uploading the modification engine if you require one. Therefore, we navigate back to the software tab located on the left side, and this time for modifications we utilize the Fabric, Neoforge, Quilt or Forge engines. You choose the one you wish for. Furthermore, we provide pre-assembled mod packs. Let's say we opt to select the Fabric option. I click on this option and we select the version. Naturally, it can be the most recent one, and I proceed to click install just as we did previously. Now, I navigate to the main panel and we have the confirmation that the engine is indeed Fabric here. As I return, keep in mind that when you connect to the server, you also need to have the Fabric version on your Minecraft, precisely the one you configured here on the server. If you are unfamiliar with the process of downloading Fabric or any other loader such as Forge or Neoforge for your Minecraft game, please refer to the comprehensive guide provided in the description. Now, similarly to how it is with plugins, we now have a tab that has emerged specifically for modifications. we can go in here and choose which modifications to install. For example, we can install a minimap and click on installation. And now we can simply turn on the server. Also remember that for most modifications, it's not enough to just upload them to the server, you also need to have them on your Minecraft. Therefore, you require Fabric in your Minecraft, and all the modifications present on the server must also be in your Minecraft. The guide provided in the description will assist you in managing everything smoothly and calmly. Let's keep in mind that when utilizing Fabric, it is essential to also have the Fabric API mod. I've researched it here, selected it, and naturally, I am downloading the corresponding version. And now I can start the server. We always need to add this mod when using Fabric. If you're using Forge or other loaders, then you don't need to. And now we shall initiate the server. The server becomes active when we access Minecraft. I will not be able to enter using the standard version of Minecraft because it is the Fabric edition, and we have information indicating that we are lacking that particular mod. Generally, I don't have Minecraft prepared with this version of Fabric and this mod right now, so I won't be going in here anymore, but I remind you about the guide in the description, it will definitely help you. At this point, we are able to examine the mod packs in detail. I navigate to the software tab located on the left-hand side, and indeed, we do have a mod pack available under the Modpacks section. I proceed to enter, and we have the option to select from which source we desire, such as Modrimph, and then we choose the specific mod pack we wish to install. The process is executed in the same manner as other installations here. I click on reinstall. It is crucial that the server is turned off beforehand. Naturally, to engage with this mod, or more accurately this pack, you must have it installed in your Minecraft before joining the server with this pack. I have also prepared a guide for this, which I have linked in the description. So once again, we proceed with reinstalling, confirm that the worlds will be deleted, and so forth, and the pack is being installed. Now, a very significant point to consider, if you do not utilize your server for an extended period, Aternos will simply delete it, along with the worlds and information. Therefore, if you are planning a prolonged break, you can create a backup to your Google Drive here, so please remember that as well. If, however, you are actively playing on the server all the time, then don't worry, Aternos won't delete it, so you don't have to be afraid of that. I hope the guide helped you and that you'll have a great time on your server. If the guide helped you, please leave a like, subscription, and comment. I really care about having a large number of subscribers, so I would be very grateful. Thanks, and see you next time.